Welcome to the HohO Show, rated the #1 most listened to podcast on Pluto. So join us now as we discuss news, politics, current events, and so much more. So clear the airways and strap in as we defend the Constitution. Because freedom matters.
We are broadcasting live on the Kata Studio, so welcome to the HohO Show. And as always, I'm your host, HohO. And I am joined in studio today by Mr. Ray. How's it going, sir?
Hello.
Did you like my panic right there? That was good, wasn't it?
I'm just proud of you that you got everything unmuted, chat's up.
I know, right?
I mean, that's amazing. I'm like, give you a hand on that. That's good job.
And welcome everybody. Welcome Spreaker. Welcome Facebook, YouTube, and Periscope. And hello, Steve over there in Facebook land, and the lovely Linda over there in Spreaker land. Good to see y'all's over there. So yeah, I was working on the magazine, trying to get that up and going, so that this way all of the articles that I will be using on today's show will be available on the website. As soon as I went live, I tried to do that ahead of time, but sometimes it works out for me, sometimes it doesn't. So yeah, and no Twitch. I don't really mess with those yahoos anymore.
Really?
So yeah, not really.
You're not twitching anymore.
No, I'm not twitching. Well, okay, maybe I got Twitches going on, but
Yeah.
Oh, I'm definitely on YouTube. And hello, Machine Radio Show over there in YouTube land. Good to see you, sir. And yes, I'm wringing my hands. I don't know why. I think I'm nervous today, maybe. I don't know. Anyway. My chat went. I lost my chat in Spreaker. That's kind of weird.
Wow.
Well, no, Howard said something about YouTube, Machine. Not you. Oh, I didn't say YouTube? Oh, well, that's just weird of me. Yeah, oh, yeah. So, yeah, welcome YouTube and stuff. And Linda says, hello from Idaho. This has been a weird day. Oh, well, I don't know what that is.
That's every day for us.
Brandon he goes, otherwise, this is a manifestation of my imagination. If this is the case, I require new programming. It actually took me a few seconds to read that. I'm like, oh, I get it. It actually kind of took me a couple seconds. That was entertaining for me.
Words.
So yeah, words and lots of words and stuff. So yeah. Oh, Howard said, that's why I was asking. You missed a couple that I'm used to hearing. Yeah, I didn't put a mixer on there, and I didn't say Twitch because I don't really care about those people anymore.
What about Periscope? Are you still?
Oh, yeah, they're still on there.
Okay.
They're still on there. Yep. Well, okay, so I guess we should go ahead and get into it. So I'm going to try to make this episode kind of a little bit mellow, so.
Yeah.
Brandon put it, he goes, smart man use big words, white privilege. That's hilarious. So, I've got a few things I want to get into. I want to talk about today. I want to talk about Terry Crews. I want to talk about the Supreme Court justices, Ermi Gerd. Yeah, they just need to be beat. Actually, they need to just be removed from office. Impeaching Trump for doing stuff he ain't supposed to be doing. These guys need to be impeached. That's just all I'm saying. I got Putin. Why is he on there? I have no idea why he's in there. And, I've got other stuff, You're talking in cursive. Oh, that's hilarious. And hello, Robert, over there in Facebook land. Going to talk a little bit of Biden. We're going to talk about, some little twerp that I just...
How dare you?
Some of that kind of stuff. Yeah, because she's back in the news again talking crap. Something I found hilarious on something that George Washington said, or possibly didn't say, or whatever. But, where should we start? Should we start with the Supreme Court justices today, or should we talk about...
Let's go heavy and work our way to the lighter stuff.
Start heavy. All right, so let's go ahead and get into, well, how heavy you want to go. You want to talk about the other shooting that happened at a Wendy's, or do you want to talk about the justices?
Whatever your
Let's do
heart
justices,
desires.
considering they're already up and whatnot. So, hello everybody. So, all right. So here there are like two different cases that the Supreme Court is hearing. Two kind of major ones that it's like, holy crap, you people. Okay, now, first of all, let's get into this for a second, and that is the function of the Supreme Court justices. The legislative branch writes laws. Simple enough. The executive branch is charged with enforcing those laws. Simple enough. And the judicial branch weighs those laws that the legislative branch enforces to the Constitution to deem them justified, constitutional, unjustified, and then in which case they get ripped up, thrown away. Okay? Now, what Supreme Court justices are not supposed to do is legislate from the bench, okay? An example of that would have been whenever the an example of that would have been like whenever the Obamacare was going on, and they were like, oh, well, you can't word it like this. You must have meant to word it like this. And then, you know, they rewrote the law in order so that it was constitutional, which isn't how it's supposed to happen.
Right.
The law is supposed to be deemed unworthy, and then it's torn up, thrown away, and the legislative branch has to either take that, redo it, or, you know, they're supposed to fix it or just give up on it. That's what's supposed to happen. They're not supposed to rewrite the law in order to make it legal. That's not their job. Their job is not to legislate, you know, and yeah, Brandon put it in here. He goes, it's a tax. It's not a tax. And they just kept on going back and forth and whatnot. Oh, okay. And hello, Mr. Canyon over there in Facebook land. Good to see you. Oh, awesome. He's Mr. Canyon is hanging out with the wife. Very awesome. I hope you have a good day, sir, and enjoy your day. Have a great one. Oh yeah, and yeah, happy Father's Day. I'm not a daddy. I'm not. No, I'm definitely not a daddy. I'm not a daddy. I mean,
Daddy,
I got kids that call me daddy because it's like, I mean, I'm their second father or whatever. But you know, it's like I'm not their actual daddy anyway.
Wait for that knock on the door. Are you my daddy?
How dare you?
Anyway,
Supreme Court justices.
so that is what they are not supposed to do. They are not supposed to legislate from the bench, okay? They're supposed to take the laws, and they are supposed to weigh them against the Constitution. Their job is to interpret the law, not interpret the Constitution. The Constitution is what the Constitution is, okay? Case in point, that's not a very big document. That's pretty freaking small. It's pretty easy to figure out what this thing says and what it is that it means. And if you have any questions, you got the Federalist Papers, you got the Anti-Federalist Papers. It's pretty easy to figure out what this thing's talking about. Am I right?
Yeah, kind of like arms. Your Second Amendment is pretty, or supposed to be pretty clear and cut, and you know, shall not be infringed, and
Exactly.
all that kind of stuff.
Exactly. So here's what happened. What happened was the Supreme Court, they had two different rulings that they were ruling on, okay? One of them, and this is the one that is pretty much in the news right now, okay? And it's about DACA, okay? Now, granted, I just explained to you the different roles of the different branches in the federal government. All laws for immigration is supposed to be in Congress, okay? The executive branch does not have the ability to write laws. Obama was pretty clear on this. He said, I don't have it's unconstitutional for me to write laws. I can't do that. I can't legislate from the Oval Office. I can't do that. So what did Obama do? Well, he legislated from the Oval Office. He did DACA. That was unconstitutional. He wasn't supposed to do it, but he did. He did it. All right. And the judicial branch decided they wasn't going to do anything about it. And then whenever Obama went in there, stop, rewind, play. Whenever Trump went in there and said he wasn't supposed to do this, I'm going to do away with DACA. DACA's done now because it was an illegal executive action that is not supposed to be law. It's not supposed to be there. And if people want this to be law, then the legislative branch can write it into law. Mm-hmm. And what did our Supreme Court justices do? They told President Donald Trump that doesn't matter. You have to uphold an unconstitutional executive order. That's what he said. Linda put in here, Vector is your son. Oh, yes, Vector is my son. So, yeah, and that is exactly what they did. Okay. They were like, no, we're going to hold up an unconstitutional executive order that President Obama did because we agree with it. It's not their job. They exceeded what they are supposed to do.
Right.
I mean, it's as simple as that. They exceeded their job. They went against what they were supposed to do. I mean, we shouldn't be surprised about this. I mean, this is something that the executive branch does. This is something that the executive branch and the judicial branch have been doing for a very long time. We should not be surprised about this. Both of them legislate. Okay? As a truck driver, the hours of service regulations, those are all unconstitutional orders. We still have to follow them, and they still hold the weight of law. Still unconstitutional. It's still legislation by the executive branch. It's unconstitutional. And the funny thing is, like, if the legislative branch actually cared, if Congress actually cared, then they can defund these branches of the executive branch, and then they would be not able to do what it is they're wanting to do. So, I mean, it's not like that they don't have the power to correct it. They do. They don't care that the other branches are stealing their thunder, so to speak. Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What say you on that one?
Amen.
Okay.
It's amen.
All right.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But you start to see, I mean, even with Obamacare, it was where it really came out where Chief Justice Roberts' loyalty, I guess you would say, resides.
Right.
You know, it's supposed to be this this really conservative guy and uphold the Constitution and yada yada yada, and then I guess not. And then now these other judgments that came down just kind of backs all that up, that he ain't for conservatives.
I mean, he was looked upon, by a lot of Republicans to be the next great conservative hope. And he is he's failed. I mean, there's just no other way to put it. He's failed.
Yeah.
Now, the other one that's going through right now, okay. Now, this one, I got to be honest with you guys. Okay. I got to be honest with you guys. Well, let me just go ahead and read it, because what they're doing right now is they have basically rewritten, per se, the 13th Amendment, I think is what it is, for civil rights to include the rainbow community. The LGBTQR community. Okay, that's what they're doing. They're rewriting the civil rights, in order to include all of that. And it's like, okay, wait a second. I agree with you. Okay. Because discrimination is discrimination, and I'm against it wholeheartedly, no matter what side it falls on. Against, I don't care. Race, color, creed, whatever. I don't care. Discrimination is bad. Okay. To rewrite an amendment to include that, it's kind of asinine. It makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. It's like the whole women's Protection Act, whatever that thing that was done, violence against women's law. It's like, violence is already illegal. Now you're kind of, you claim you want equality as a woman, but then you prop yourself up on a pedestal that if you beat down a man, well, then you just get one strike of assault and battery. But if you strike down a woman, now you get the assault and battery, and you get an additional thing put on there, because even though women want equality, they still want to be special, and they want that extra charge to be given to somebody, because it's doubly worse for you to do that. Whoo! Sorry.
Could you repeat that, please?
No, I cannot. But it makes no sense to me. You know what I mean? It's like, it's already wrong. It's already illegal. It's already something they're not supposed to be doing. Why do you got to just throw that out there and virtue signal for the sake of virtue signaling? It doesn't do anything. It's
right.
Like...
Say what? What was that?
It's an space modulator. I'm not doing that again.
Yeah.
So, yes, I agree with them. How they went about doing it, that they went to that measure to write it in there to basically claim that, oh, they actually meant this to be done like that. No, they didn't. Yes, I agree with you. Discrimination against anybody for sexuality, race, color, creed, whatever. Howard goes, damn it, Marvin. Yes.
Well, the thing about it is, if you start setting a precedent for doing something, then you open up the door later down the road for anybody to do it on another topic.
Yeah, absolutely.
It doesn't matter if the idea is sound and just, like you said. But the way you do things, you're opening up that door down the road. The next topic might not be so good, but you've already opened that door up for them to do the same thing.
And the sad thing is, this was a question that was brought up to Congress, and Congress was like, it's already illegal. How many more laws do we need to write that says the same thing as the 20s that came before it? Mm-hmm. They already, it was already brought up to them, and they were like, there's no need. It's a non-issue. You're making an issue out of something that is not an issue. It's like, what are we doing? It's a waste of time. It's something that's already illegal. Yes, we agree with the premise. Of course we agree with the premise, because discrimination is bad. But why write a law to make it extra special whenever there's already 20 that came before it that says basically the same stinking thing?
Because it's good PR and good voting.
It's a waste of time. It's clickbait. It's whatever. It's a waste of time. So that's what the Supreme Court justices have been doing. Lovely, lovely. I think we're going to take a quick break before we step on into some more stuff that has been coming about and coming up from Mr. Terry Crews. So just a couple seconds, ladies and gentlemen, and we will be right back. Yeah. Have you ever had an ailment that a normal over-the-counter remedy just couldn't fight? If this is the case, then boy, have I got the solution for you. Tussin. That's right, Tussin. Cough? Tussin. Cold? Tussin. Runny nose? Tussin. Itchy watery eyes? Tussin. Broken leg? Tussin. Tussin is the ultimate cure-all, guaranteed to stop anything that ails you. Tussin. Available wherever OTCs are sold. All right, welcome back. So, guys, I forgot to mention something that Ray actually reminded me of whenever I switched over to him. He's got a new shirt on today. Isn't that right?
Yes.
Yeah, that is the 562 Live T-shirt, The Beat of Long Beach, California. That is what he won on Alex Exum's show the other day. That was like, what, 2 or 3 weeks ago?
Yeah.
Now, wasn't it?
Yeah, 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, he guessed and answered correctly and got that as his prize. It was awesome.
I'm a wiener.
He's a... So he's supporting that. So, all right, guys, let's go ahead and get right into it. So I talked last week about Terry Crews and a couple tweets that he did that he kind of got the smacketh down for. And, yeah. Well, he's back in the news again. Apparently, he was on something that we'll talk about here in a second. So, this article from the Daily Wire, Terry Crews explains black supremacy tweet complains of ideological gatekeepers in black America. So, I can talk. Really, I can. Sometimes. So, if you guys remember, the original quote was, or original tweet, let me get up to it again. Where did it go? Yeah, defeating white supremacy without white people creates black supremacy. Equality is the truth. Like it or not, we are all in this together. And that's what he did. And I guess one of his co-stars replied with, I'm not trying to call you out, Terry Crews. You know it's all love anyway, but we are rightfully angry right now and fed up with anyone not with our cause wholeheartedly. I don't want to see that energy pointed your way or diverting from the cause. And then Terry responded back with, I understand, Tyler, I was not saying black supremacy exists because it doesn't. Do you think white people would get away with this kind of crap?
No.
Okay, so I disagree with you, Terry. Bad attitudes and resentments can create a dangerous self-righteousness. That's all. That's what he's saying. Now, on his premise per se, I don't really agree with him other than the fact that arguably black supremacy exists because we as white people would not get away with this crap. Just saying, we wouldn't get away with it, you know.
Mellow.
Ooh, Linda put in here, I won a 562 Live T-shirt a couple of months ago and never got it.
Uh-oh. You better email Alex.
Right? That, you know, I wonder if you got her shirt.
I don't know. Fits pretty good.
Right? Anyway, now he was on a show, and the show was something, you know, he was talking about gatekeepers, and I mean, he's absolutely right, you know. He's talking about gatekeepers. That's what he was talking about, all right? And, you know, Terry Crews is one of them guys. I like him. I think he's an awesome actor, you know, and this is one of the reasons why I respect what he said, okay? He didn't apologize. He didn't say, I shouldn't have said it. He didn't say anything like that. He said, maybe I could have worded it a little different, but what I said is what I said, and I meant what I said.
Right.
I'm like, hell yeah. You know, it's about time somebody that says something like that, you know, and here's the thing, man. If you're not willing to take the backlash, then just keep your freaking mouth shut. Because I'm sick and tired of people going out there saying things that are controversial but right, and then whenever the mob attacks them for being right and not joining with their cause, then they backpedal. They retreat. They walk back every statement that they made, and they were like, "I apologize. I'm bow at the feet of the whatever the movement is at this particular time." It happens every time. Mm-hmm. It's happened quite a few times just recently. We've seen it happen. That was kind of loud.
Yeah, there's a thunk.
I didn't mean for that to be that loud. But it happens. It was loud. It was loud. So, yeah, it's like, dude, it's irritating. It's irritating. And speaking of Black Lives Matter, because I did, do some more looking up on some stuff. Yeah, and you're right, Machine. You're definitely right. No backpedaling, and I'm the same way. I've said all kinds of controversial crap within the last month that it's like, I'm surprised I'm still here.
Right.
It's yeah. So, I mean, there's just a lot of crap that's been going on recently, and going into Black Lives Matter, because this is actually pretty hilarious, because not only, are they tearing down, Confederate stuff and tearing down all kinds of statues and whatnot, tearing down Christopher Columbus stuff, statues and whatnot. They are also tearing down the statues of champions for the Black Lives Movement. Why? Are you now just tearing down old statues for the sake of tearing down old statues? Is that what they're doing?
Yeah.
I believe the most recent one was like Ulysses S. Grant. It's like, dude, hello. Didn't he dedicate his life to ending slavery? Was it Grant?
Might have been.
Yeah.
But they also tore down another one, some abolitionists. I mean, some other guy that was for, freedom of slaves, and they just tore his down the other day. And I think a lot of them just tear statues down because they think they're all bad and they have no clue of the history behind it.
I'm sorry, say that again.
They tore one of the I forget the name of the person, but he was for freedom of slaves in some locale, and they just tore his statue down too. And I think they just had this mindset, tear everything down, because they don't know the history behind each of these statues and what they mean in the first place.
Exactly. They just see a statue and they're like, I'm going to tear this thing down. And Linda put in here, Columbus Day is already being changed to Indigenous Peoples Day. Okay.
I think you could put a statue of Ronald McDonald in the town square, and somebody would probably tear him down too.
Right.
And not even
think
about what it's about.
Yeah. I mean, here he is, a guy who defeated the Confederacy and championed for Black lives, and they just tore his statue down because statues are bad, Howard put in here, they want to totally erase history so it will be repeated.
Yep.
I don't even think they care about the history. But I have... I'm not going to say that.
Go for it.
Nah.
You want to.
So here's an article that I've seen, all right? And I thought this was absolutely hilarious. I laughed very hard, and I laughed really hard. This article actually came out of The Blaze. Black Lives Matter founder admits that the organization's creators are trained Marxists, and Black Lives Matter goal is to get Trump out. At least they acknowledge it now.
Right.
I talked last week about pop-up Sky Love. I talked last week about the whole Black Lives Matter website, and of which case you can go there, check it out. And, if you click under the, about, it'll bring up a thing on here, what we believe, and that'll bring you to this page that I'm up right here, what we believe. They got stuff in here for the Green New Deal. They got stuff in here for climate change. They got stuff in here for, just LGBT stuff in here, and transgender rights and all this other kind of crap. And Black Lives Mattering is a footnote in here. I brought up the Act Blue, the donate to it, I pulled that up. And here you go, the top vendors and receipts of expenditures of the top 10 highest ranking people whom have gotten donations from the Act Blue, which is where all the money goes that you donate to Black Lives Matter. It goes to Act Blue. And you've got, Bernie 2020, Biden for president, Elizabeth Warren. I talked about all this last week. Act Blue, the most recent payment was done last month. No, I'm sorry, 2 months ago. 2 months ago was the last one. Actually, the last month hasn't even been, they haven't reported anything past April payments. So this actually isn't even accurate. And then 2 months ago this one is for Biden 2 months ago. And then the same thing 2 months ago to Bernie. And $186 million for Bernie. $119 million for Biden. And what I also had to laugh about, let me get off this. One of the other things that I had to laugh about, because you have articles also up there that are basically saying that, we've had the biggest fundraising month last week. That's why I brought this up, because they're having record-breaking donations for the Biden campaign. Where do you think the majority of that money is coming from?
Yeah. BLM and George Soros.
Yeah, BLM definitely. I mean, they've already donated 186. I mean, that's, a lot of people, heck, Michael Jordan said that he donated $100,000 to Black Lives Matter. So, where do you think the money's coming from?
Right.
My point is, BLM doesn't have jack squat to do with Black Lives Matter. It's all about orange man bad, not black man good.
Yeah. That's good. Wow.
Oh my God, that is hilarious, man. He goes, with all the crap going on, I am perfectly fine with Yellowstone erupting right now. Sit back with a tobacco pipe, a nice cold beer, and watch it all disappear. Who's with me? Dude, I'm so with you.
Oh, yeah.
Have you guys watched the movie 2012? You got Woody Harrelson's character who's in in Yellowstone National Park, and he's like, it's so beautiful, before he,
right.
gets attacked by some stuff,
I'm sorry, but that thing really erupted the way it's supposed to. You ain't making it out in an RV or anything else.
No, you're
dead.
absolutely not. Linda put in here, she gave me an article for the Columbus Indigenous Peoples article on that. That is in Spreaker. I wonder if I can copy and paste that. Nope, of course it ain't going to let me it'll let me click it, though. That's awesome. Ooh. Yeah. Hey, here you guys go. Check that out. There's that link that Linda gave me. Good link. Indigenous Peoples Day from Wikipedia. Well, okay. And she also put in here, I used to think that BLM stood for Bureau of Land Management. And she loves 2012. 2012 was a good movie. I thought it was an awesome movie. Did you like it? I liked it. Your phone's going off,
I
sir.
know. There's some important thing locally. But, I guess they did confirm that was a tornado that just hit north of town in Stonington.
Huh. Yeah, I seen some pictures of it. But yeah, man, with the crap that's going on, it's like, holy cow, man. It's ridiculous. Moving on. So that's that stuff that, was on there. So I'm going to get rid of those pages. I don't need that crap up anymore. Black Lives Matter. I don't need to go to that website anymore. Like I care. Dude, I watched one of them social experiments. A guy was in, and I don't know what ethnicity this guy was. Okay. I don't think he was white. He might have been. I don't know. He didn't look white. But again, what is a white guy supposed to look like? I'm colored. I have told people that I'm colored because I turn blue. If I stand out in the sun too long, I turn red. I do that a lot, I turn brown. I do that even more, I turn darker brown. I change a lot of colors. If I stay away from the sun, that's white. Okay, I'm multiple colored. I've got all kinds of, Linda put in here, I'm not white, I'm beige. I can't even say that I'm beige. It just kind of depends on the time of year, how much time I spend out in the sun, which arm you're looking at, because my driving arm gets a little darker than the passenger side arm.
I like your old ID, your old driver's license picture that she showed me.
Oh my God, dude. I kid you not. I had to, for quite a while, I had to carry 2 different of my driver's licenses with me because I had a skinny pale kid, a fat Mexican picture, and then the kind of somewhere in between. And I'm like, dude, it's me. Here's the different stages of HoHo. And I had to show a cop that once. I'm like, he's like, this isn't you. I'm like, yes, it is. Here's the stages of HoHo. And I showed him my IDs, and he's like, holy crap, dude. I'm like, yeah, I know. I change. I'm a colored person. You know, it's just, I'm not white. I'm not the same color all the time. You know, I change colors. I'm a chameleon. Karma, chameleon. No. They come and go. That's right. Okay, anyway, we're done with that song. Yeah. So, yeah, there's that. Anyway, where was I going from here?
Straight down.
I guess so.
Kind of like Wile E. Coyote, you know, just...
Right.
Beep, beep.
Meep. Anyway, all right, so we are going to... Should we take a break?
Let's take a break.
Let's take a break. And then we'll talk about this other case and stuff. Oh, stop it, Howard. Beauty school dropout. Gonna smack you. It's grease lightning. Anyway.
Let's take a break.
Okay. All right, guys, just a couple minutes, and I'll be right back. Let me get into the... Ooh, Psycho. That's a good one to play. All right, just a couple minutes. I'll be right back. Do you work at any of the myriad of jobs where you might have to sit on your bum all day? Well, if so, maybe you know what it's like to suffer from the condition known as swamp ass. Well, if so, have I got the solution for you.
Anti-monkey butt powder.
That's right.
Anti-monkey butt powder.
You can use it indoors, outdoors, work or play, or on any occasion when you sit on your bum all day. Don't let your buns get red. Use anti-monkey butt powder instead. Available wherever anti-friction powder is sold.
How dare you?
Welcome back to the... Oh shit, that was a lot louder than what that was supposed to be. That was hilarious.
Vector needed to make his appearance because since Linda mentioned Vector earlier,
Right,
I didn't want to leave him out and feel all alone. So Tell everybody hi, Vector. Okay. There, you had your debut.
He just said, hey. All right, guys. So let's see here. Where are we going now?
On the highway to hell.
Stairway to heaven, highway to hell. That just tells you what type of traffic they are anticipating on both. I heard that as a meme not that long ago. I was like, holy crap, that's actually kind of hilarious. Anyway.
You were talking about earlier the Yellowstone and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. And we mentioned off air that today is 6/20/2020. It's kind of a coincidence, 3 20s in a row.
That's a lot of 20s.
And then you got a solar eclipse tomorrow on the summer solstice.
Total
exactly.
eclipse of the heart.
Oh, God. Don't start singing that.
I ain't singing that song, dude. I can't really
turn around, HoHo.
Oh yeah, turn around. Every now and then I get a little bit something all the years that go by. Heck, I don't know. Metallica has a really good version of that song. They did it live. I've heard it. I got it. It's good. I like it. And yes, they throw some expletives in there, to emphasize stuff. It's a good song. Every now and then I fall apart, man. I'm just saying. Just throwing that out there. Anyway, where we at? What was I going to talk about? Oh, yeah. It just left my mind again. It's in here somewhere. No, I'm not talking about Washington.
Total eclipse of the heart.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, that's what I was wanting to talk about. The Who's His Face, the guy that died recently. The Wendy's guy. What was his name?
Rush something.
That was turn the page. No, they did turn the page too, but no, they've got they do have a. They do have a version of Total Eclipse of the Heart. I don't think it's any version that they've done or anything that's been done on any album, but they have done it live, and it's actually it's actually really good. I like it. It rather cracks me up.
Wow.
So yeah, what was that guy's name? The guy that
Rush.
Anyway, I don't remember what the guy's name is.
Yeah.
But this case is a lot. There's controversial stuff with this one. Okay, so there's pretty well a video from start to finish on what happened. So what happened was a guy went through the Wendy's Wendy's drive-thru, passed out while in the Wendy's drive-thru. Wendy's called the police on him because, hey, oh yeah, Steve, definitely YouTube that. Total Eclipse of the Heart, I think, or turn around. Yeah, Total Eclipse of the Heart, Metallica. Check it out. I mean, it's not the best of videos, but the audio quality is still pretty good. It's decent, at least. It's doable. It's listenable. It's sing-alongable, and that's important. Anyway,
you sing that in the shower, don't you?
I do too. Washing myself,
and then you turn around.
And sometimes, because you got to rinse off the. Never mind. We're done with that line of little talk right there. Anyway, so Wendy's called the cops on him. Because there's a guy passed out in our drive-thru. What else are we supposed to do besides call the cops and get him checked out? I just gotta. So 4 points per gallon coming up soon for my Pilot Flying J rewards. A notification I just got in. Howard, take note. So yeah, there you go. Sometimes things come across my screen. I just got to talk about, deal with it. There you go. So you're welcome. So guy passed out, obviously had been drinking, or at least he claims that he drank, so the cops show up on the scene. They knock on his window. Nothing happened. They knock on his window again. Nothing happened. Finally, they open his door, wake him up, talking back and forth. He gets more coherent as the conversation goes by, okay? And the whole thing started out. Now, have you heard any of the audio, seen the video, anything of this interaction?
No, I haven't seen the video, but I've heard the other people describing the different events that have gone on.
Right. Yeah, I've seen the video of the shooting. I heard the audio of a lot of the interactions between, the officer and the now deceased, and it's, it was nothing but respectful, professional on both sides, all the way up to the point of the handcuffs going on his wrist. I still get 6. What? 6 what?
Points.
Oh yeah, you're just, yeah. And so what happened was, after they put the cuffs on him, tried to put the second cuff on him, he flipped out. He is fighting the 2 officers. He is wrestling them. He managed to get the taser of one of the officers. And while fleeing, turned around to shoot it at the police. Okay? That's what happened. Upon turning around and pointing the taser at the police shot him.
Right.
He is running away, but he was pointing a taser at them. Now, a taser is not legally classified as a non-lethal weapon. It is classified as a less lethal weapon. Not a non-lethal and not fully lethal, but is classified as less lethal. Therefore, it is still classified as a lethal weapon.
Yeah.
And you probably would lose points if you activated that points thingy, Howard, definitely. So, yeah, Machine, you're definitely right. The taser is classified. It's still a lethal weapon, and it is. And Linda wrote in here, she goes, I consider the officer shooting as self-defense, and I do too.
Right.
Because here's the thing too. Okay, the Attorney General from Atlanta, Georgia, in a previous case has already, she already legally considered that the taser was a lethal weapon. Previous court case, a taser was classified as a lethal weapon. It wasn't classified as a non-lethal. They didn't even classify it as a less lethal. They actually classified it as a lethal weapon. So that means with the legal classification as the weapon that has already in legal precedence been put forth within that area, it is already a lethal weapon. And the thing that irks me about this more than anything else, they hung him out to dry.
Right.
Everybody has hung this cop out to dry. He's already lost his job. He's lost his pension. He's lost his livelihood. He's lost everything. Why? Because he did his job.
And he's facing the death penalty.
Yeah. Yeah. They have him out there as murder, and they're putting the death penalty on the table. I think that is a complete crock of shit. Just going to be honest with you.
And from what people described, all this happened in a matter of seconds. It wasn't 5-10 minutes long. It wasn't, this long drawn out thing. From him taking off and turning around to the cop shooting was literally a matter of seconds.
Right. Well, I mean, the entire altercation or the entire exchange was long exchange. It was like 20 plus minutes. Mm-hmm. The entire thing was long. It was drawn out. There was a lot that happened, a lot of discussion that went back and forth. Yes. But from the time of putting handcuffs on to the fight and the deadly shooting, the fatal shooting, you're right. It wasn't that much time. Not that much time went out whatsoever, and I did watch the surveillance video of the shooting, and you can clearly see the guy was running away, but turning around to fire the taser at the cops. It's clear that's what he did. The first shot, he kind of was facing forward again and got shot 2 more times after that. And yes, I think there was a stray bullet that ended up hitting another car or 2 stray bullets, but there wasn't even that many shots that rang out anyway.
Right.
I mean, there really wasn't.
What people don't understand is whether lethal or non-lethal or anywhere in between, if you're a cop and you get hit by that taser, you got 50,000 volts going through you, that suspect can easily grab your gun next and shoot your butt, and you're dead.
And some of the reasoning as to why that is classified as a lethal weapon is just for that thing right there, because you get shot by one of those, those vulture going through you. You're basically, and it's not even a guarantee that it's going to do anything to you. There has been guys that has been shot by them things that just no reaction to it whatsoever. Those that are hopped up on drugs and whatnot. But yeah, it can incapacitate you to the point to where you're basically a sitting duck for whatever they want to do to you. Mm-hmm. In which case, no. I don't blame the officer for what happened. What I think is completely Bolshevik Muppets, Bravo Sierra, was completely horseshit, is the fact that they are just turning their back on the cop.
Right.
Now there was an article a while back ago, and it was talking about, I forget what it is. It basically amounts to, if a cop is on duty, then he is not liable in civil court for anything that he does on the job. It's kind of like an LLC for a cop. You as an individual is not responsible for what you do in uniform. That's more or less what what it is. And they're talking about taking that away, taking that protection away from a cop. And of which case it's like, I kind of agree with that, but at the same time, I don't agree with that. Yes, the cops need to be held accountable for what they do. Get rid of bad cops. I think they need to get rid of police unions altogether, because it's like, okay, I'm a taxpayer. I'm a Republican, but that's beside the point. I'm not a Republican, but that's beside the point. My political ties don't matter. I'm a taxpayer. My taxpayer goes to pay the cop. The cop's paycheck goes to pay union dues to a union that doesn't do anything more than protects bad cops from being punished. It protects bad teachers from being disciplined and removed, and it protects bad people in general.
Right.
Not just protects good people, it protects bad people and makes it impossible to get rid of bad apples. I don't like police unions. I don't like unions, but that's beside the point. Public sector unions should be illegal.
Right.
I mean, there's even some jurisdictions that they can't write laws pertaining to the cops because it goes against the union. They're not even allowed to do that. Like, police conduct laws. Some jurisdictions aren't even allowed to write those because it goes against the police union. Is that horseshit or is that horseshit? Mm-hmm. Yep.
And you've seen where a lot of the Atlanta cops have now walked off the job or calling in, blue flow in and all that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. And the mayor's going, oh, please come back. Please come back.
Yeah, I mean, like the morale is down so bad in Atlanta and all across the board, everywhere, morale is down. And yeah, specifically in Atlanta, oh yeah, please come back. And it's like, no. Why should we? He's getting, death penalty is on the table. He got hung out to dry. He got fired before any investigation had happened. Nothing had happened yet. Then he's already fired. He's already got his, he's already lost a job. He's lost everything. And the mayor who said, who is orchestrating this entire thing, and might I add, all these laws, everything, these are done by the politicians that you elect into your local and state and federal government. The cop doesn't write the laws. The cop just is told what laws he has to enforce by the legislative branch, just so you know. Hey, and Paranormal Buzz Radio is now live on Spreaker. Awesome. Anyway.
And they were saying 3 out of the 6 precincts in Atlanta are now barely, if at all, being patrolled because of this.
Sorry, go ahead. Say again.
3 out of the 6 precincts, which half their coverage area, they're either not patrolling or they're not fully at full capacity because of all this.
Right. Yeah, Machine put in here, he goes, they stopped being useful long ago, talking about the police unions. Stopped being useful long ago, and now they are just voter generating systems. Yeah, voter generation. They're revenue generating for the Democratic Party. That's all they do, because they donate. And here's the thing too. It's like, okay, why? And I think it's wrong for any union to donate money to, a political candidate or, political whatever. Okay. I think it's wrong. That money should go to improve the workers, whatever. That should be reinvested into the union, reinvested into the workers. It should be, money that should be used for that purpose. And if it was, I would consider their expenditure a little bit more valid. Mm-hmm. But whenever they are donating money to a political party, no. Why is my money as a taxpayer going to a teachers union and police union that just gives money to the Democratic Party? And, and I've heard other people say this on other shows. I am a taxpayer. I'm paying money. I expect a certain amount of security that goes along with it. Protection. What protection are they getting? And dude, I tell you what, if I was a cop in these major cities, I wouldn't be a cop in these major cities.
Did you see where Minneapolis was talking about? I don't know how true it is, but I've seen the article about they want to defund the police and send more social workers to these problem areas instead of police.
Yep, because they do not want...
How well is that going to really work out?
Yeah, they want to, send a social worker to a domestic dispute to try to de-escalate and calm down the like that's really going to do anything. Yeah, I've seen that, and they're not the only ones, but I mean, this case is definitely, it irks me because I mean, no trial, no nothing. I mean, the guy was just cut loose. And it's like, dude, there is no way that I would be a police officer right now, especially in any of these, any of these areas where this type of stuff is going on. Just absolutely not. No, because what are you doing? What are you protecting? Who are you actually protecting? I mean, there's just no way I wouldn't do it. If I'm going to be hung out to dry like that for doing my job.
Right.
For doing what I am supposed to do, if I'm just going to get hung out to dry, no nothing, no innocent until proven guilty, that's gone. That doesn't exist anymore. No innocent until proven guilty, no trial, judged by a jury of your peers, doesn't exist anymore. He has been fired and terminated already. It's a failure of the system. It's definitely a failure of the system. And here's the thing, too, that actually cracks me up. You have organizations like Black Lives Matter that want to talk about systemic racism. Let's talk about systemic racism. Black president, several black attorney generals. You have black congresspeople. You have black Supreme Court justices. You have black judges, black police chiefs, black cops, black mayors, black everything, and you're going to say systemic racism, even in places where it is run by black people. And you're going to say systemic racism. But it's being run by black people, being run by the Democrats, and you're still going to claim systemic racism? How is this systemic racism if your people, if the black community, if you were represented to the point to where you're in charge, how can you call that systemic racism? You're in charge.
Right.
Isn't it like this in Atlanta?
Mm-hmm.
They're the ones in charge, and you're going to claim systemic racism. This is so bad. This is systemic racism. This is so bad. They have the blacks even doing the white bidding. Really? Really? That's what you're going to say? That's your claim? Okay.
And did you see the article from PETA?
No.
You know how PETA is, the PETA people, the pet thing.
Yeah.
Did you know now, according to PETA, white milk is racist? Came out today or yesterday.
Dude, white milk is racist. Ain't Jemima. She ain't your mama. Aunt Jemima is now racist. You know, Aunt Jemima, you know, the whole thing, you know, I mean,
Mrs.
that's
Butterworth.
racist. Mrs. Butterworth is racist. The Cracker Jack is now, well, it's not racist because it's you know, cracker. So they're fine. They ain't got to call it Caucasian Jack, which I think that's horse manure. No. If one thing's racist, it's all racist. Bring it all down. Yeah, what's next? I don't want to ask that question. Last time I asked that question, other bad stuff happened. So I'm not asking that. Take that back. Strike that from the record.
There goes the volcano.
Stop it. We had a tornado today.
Yeah,
We're good. Clear skies.
so far.
Wonder if I have a...
You know, we are technically an earthquake country too.
Well, yes and no. It hasn't gone off in a very long time. It hasn't cut loose yet.
Yeah,
It's not dancing.
it is 2020.
I mean, we are... You know what? Shush your face. All right. It's just, we've had enough crap happen this year. You know,
Don't forget the meteors and the aliens coming too.
yeah. You know, the COVIDs, the protests and the riots,
Murder hornets.
the murder hornets. We've got solar eclipses of the heart. We've got asteroids. You know, we got
Hemorrhoids.
hemorrhoids. We got Bruce Willis going up to an asteroid with Ben Affleck in the Daddy song, that whatever that thing is.
Cats
we ain't
and
going to
dogs.
miss anything. Cats and dogs living together, mass hysteria. I love that movie.
Who are you gonna call?
Ghostbusters, because we can't call the cops because they ain't going to show up, so we got to call the Ghostbusters. Nanny. Next up, Puppy Monkey Baby and the Weaponized Sloth. Puppy Monkey Baby and the Weaponized. That's amazing. That's a hard thing to say, like fast Puppy Monkey Baby.
Is it Punky Monkey or is it Funky Monkey Baby?
Puppy Monkey Baby.
Puppy Monkey Baby?
Yep, Puppy Monkey Baby.
Puppy Monkey Baby.
What? Linda put in here, we have you in the shower with a solar eclipse of your moon.
Oh, God.
All right.
That's definitely a full moon.
Blue moon.
Forget the blue moon. It's a brown moon.
Just chocolate covered starfish. Never mind. No hot dog flavored water. Nope. All right. That's it. We're done. I actually do think that we're
Does peanut
good
butter
now.
wash off in the shower pretty good.
Wait, what? No, never mind. No, just I don't want you to repeat I didn't catch that. We're no. Oh yeah, we do have one more thing to talk about. So apparently, guys, all right. Going to church, bad. Protesting, good. They're not even allowed to talk about whenever they're doing the tracing. Okay. They're not even allowed to ask if you have participated in any type of a protest, a BLM protest. And so the virus is so woke, is so amazing, is so PC, that if you are protesting in the name of Black Lives Matter, it says, no, we're not going to infect you because you're so woke. You're so amazing. You're so just in what you're doing. But however, the Trump rally is going to cause a huge second wave. So, they're condemning the people going to the Trump rally for possibly spreading the corona, the COVIDs and whatnot. It's like, can you say hypocrisy? As Mr. Roger Stone would say, I know that you can.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I say asteroid or earthquake. I'm just throwing it out there.
Matt put in here earlier the last break. He's like, asteroid coming. Just bring it. We've had a good run so far. Just bring it. And I'm like, that's hilarious. Or I'm sorry, Machine put that in there. He goes, "Where's that asteroid? It's been a good run. Yeah, just go with it. Why not?" Steve put in here, the virus is a huge lie. I'm kind of in the same. Yeah, because when you actually look at the numbers, all the numbers, 80% of the people who get the virus, contract the virus, they're perfectly fine. Some people, they have mild to no symptoms. Some people, no symptoms at all. 90% of the people who have died from this has had pre-existing health conditions, some of which they have said that they wouldn't have survived another year anyway because of their pre-existing health conditions.
All right.
It's got less than a 0.8 death rate right now. And all of the people that have died is basically like 99% of the people that have died, 98, 90 something, really high 90s, pre-existing health conditions. Anyway.
Right.
Boise, where the protests are, 111 new cases Thursday, 128 yesterday, and 135 today. Those are numbers that were just given to me by Miss Linda Irwin. And, that's the thing. I mean, it's, doing that kind of stuff, it's going to spread. Just like any other virus out there, it's going to spread.
But the flu was eradicated in 2020, though.
Exactly. No more flu cases, no more pneumonia. I can spell pneumonia, by the way. The only word I learned how to spell in high school.
Wow.
I know. Just an FYI, ladies and gents. You know what is irritating to me? You have a word. Well, you know what really burns my butt? A flame about yay high. No, but, you have a word like phonics. And you can't use phonics to pronounce phonics. It would be hook it on pahonics, work it for me. Why, when you have, that's like the whole thing with like having a lisp. If you have a lisp, you can't tell people what you have without sounding lispy. Why do they do that to people?
Sword.
Yes, SWORD, S word. Anyway. Knife, yeah. Just all kinds of things. All right, guys, you know what? We're done. Pneumonia. Oh my God, that's awesome. NEWMOANYUH. Pneumonia. That is awesome, Howard. That's hilarious. That's a great way of spelling pneumonia. It's PNEUMONIA. Just so you know. This is because it's the only word I knew how to spell. I can spell that word.
You can spell baloney.
That's right. Oscar Mayer taught me how to spell that one. Oh my God. Yeah. There was a meme that went out a while back ago. And it was a shopping list that a guy did, and the spelling on that list was absolutely horrid. And I was okay until I read pneumonia. Or I'm sorry, until I read bologna. Bologna. How do you say that? Bologna. I was okay until I read bologna, because like Oscar Mayer taught me how to spell that word, and I don't even know how he spelled it on this, but it wasn't even close to being right. It just was not even close. It's like, it was bad. It was bad. Bad. That's all I got.
That's all you got?
That's all I got. That's all you got?
That's all I got for 2020.
Yeah.
This is 2020.
Linda put in here, I have seen it spelled BALONEY. Now, that's at least closer to phonetic. I mean, this one wasn't even phonetic at all.
BLLOGNA.
That's the same way that Howard put it in there, Linda. Baloney. Yeah, I mean, baloney. It's just it's not. It's Bologna. Bologna. Yeah, that's it. I had to sing it. That's one of those I can't spell. I got to sing it. Bologna. My baloney has a first name. It's Oscar. My baloney has a second name. It's Mayer. Oscar Mayer has a way with Bologna. Have you ever sat down on your throne just to find out that you are dangerously low on shift tickets, making it to where you have to make a mad dash to the store just to pick yourself up some? If this has ever happened to you, pick up the #1 most rated toilet paper found in Uranus and use what the professionals use. Angel Soft. See, I'm just not a fan of some toilet paper. Some of them it's like putting a pillow between your nice rosy. Others, like John Wayne toilet paper, it's like using sandpaper. But do what the professionals use. Use the type of toilet paper that is the Goldilocks of brands, Angel Soft. Available wherever toilet paper is sold. All right, guys, that's all we got today. Y'all have yourself a wonderful evening. Good night, sleep tight, and if the bed bugs bite, by golly, bite him back. Oh!
Oops.
I hit a button that I wasn't supposed to hit. Okay. All right, we're good. We're good? Still recording? Still recording. All right.
Well, I guess a good thing you're not in charge of the nukes.
What? Linda put my bologna is named Boar's Head. I use Bar None most of the time. Bar None's good. Boar's Head. That's an amazing name for bologna. All right, guys, that's it. That's all I got. So, good night, sleep tight. If you know how it goes. This has been The HoHo Show. For more information, you can head to thehohoshow.com. And for the merchandise store, you can head on over to stinkpickle.com. That is stinkpickle.com. Until next time.